we are probably not living in the end time.
Wow, did I just hear IP say we are probably not living in the end times? He is correct. We are not living in the end times. So Jesus told his disciples they were living in the end times, that they all in that generation would see the signs of the judgment day to come, the great day of the Lord. They would see all those signs, that they were to look up for the redemption draws nigh. They were to keep watch. They were to stay awake, stay sober, and be diligent to come together and encourage one another that the great day of the Lord is coming quickly. That's why we're not in the end times. So Hebrews 1:2 says that in the times past, in the Old Testament, God used prophets to speak to his people. But in the last days, he brought Jesus to speak to his peoples, and he spoke to him through his son. In the last days, he spoke to him. He didn't bring Jesus in our generation. He brought Jesus in the generation of the first century people, because they were in the last days. In Luke 23:28, he told the daughters of Jerusalem, "Don't weep for me," as he was going to the cross. He told them to weep for themselves and their daughters, for they were getting ready to see the great day of the Lord, that great day of judgment, that great day of wrath, when the armies surround Jerusalem and the desolation is coming nigh. In Malachi, it states that Elijah would come before that great and dreadful day. And so in Luke, before John the Baptist was born, they said that John the Baptist was going to be the one that's going to bring the hearts of the fathers back to their children, which was the prophecy about Elijah. And then in Matthew, it says, if they were willing to see it, John the Baptist was Elijah to come before that great and dreadful day. So many things in Scripture talk about that generation that is supposed to see all those things happen. That generation was the one that had the wrath to come upon it, because it had slain all the prophets from Abel to Zechariah. And so they were the ones to reap the judgment that Jesus was to bring upon the earth. You see, it's not a world destruction that you're being taught is going to come upon you. It was just a destruction to the city of Jerusalem. That's why the instructions to that generation was, if they was in the city, to flee. If they were outside of the city, don't go into the city. If the women were pregnant, to pray that they weren't pregnant in those days, that they had to flee the city, and that it wasn't winter or on the Sabbath day, because it would be harder to flee the city. They were supposed to flee the city and go into the mountains, because the destruction of the great terrible day of the Lord was coming up on Jerusalem. So yes, IP is right. We are not in the end of the days. So if you want to learn more about this, go through my TikTok and watch my videos. I go into greater detail on how the prophecies are fulfilled, and to show that we are not in the end times.